This guy has a horse slayer, so... I'll just let Vanessa kill the soldier and take on the horse slayer. Make it nice and simple. A door key. Eesh. Oops. Just farm this guy. Lol. Guess to revive the tradition of talking about games I'm not showing on the screen, I've been playing a lot of Fantasy Strike. So that's a fighting game, and it recently went free to play, and the model is pretty generous. Like, I had been following Fantasy Strike for a while, but, and it's, just to describe the game briefly, it's sort of like an easy input fighting game. So normally to do special moves, you have to use special inputs, so like quarter circle, forward, plus a button is fireball, Shoryuken motion, blah blah blah. And this game sort of did away with that method of execution and instead opted for 2 special buttons, and each character has 3 normal moves. It's like punches and kicks and stuff, as opposed to like fireballs. And those are performed just by directional inputs on the control stick. So neutral, okay, no direction, and forward and back. And I was sort of watching it because the idea interested me, especially when I was a lot worse at fighting games than I am now. I'm still not particularly good. I can do combos and stuff more consistently, but there are a couple things that turned me off. One, they kind of stole like a lot of animations and stuff. They've since remedied that to an extent. So a character like DeGray still feels kind of cheap, knockoffy. Just to the point where the pseudo main character, I guess you would say Grave, he straight up had Shin Shoryuken from Ryu from the Street Fighter series, so that was kind of icky. Let me see if friends can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can if we just kill some of these guys. Anyway, so that was one thing, and they've since fixed a lot of that and just improved the graphic fidelity and all that stuff as well. So it looks a lot better, feels a lot less cheap. And in addition, another thing that was sort of holding me back from playing a game was the player base. There's I think like a $20 price tag, And definitely did not get a lot of bang for your buck, because you go to Steam charts, had an average player count of like 4.5 or something like that. How are you gonna find a match like that? However, going free to play, the average is now like 130 or something at the moment, which is obviously a substantial increase. And I'm hoping everyone is safe. I hate when I say that because they're not often safe when I say that. But the player base grew substantially. It's free, so I can just try it. No strings attached. And literally all the characters are free, and not like free to purchase or something. Oh my god, did I just kill France? Oh, yes, one more. No, okay. Perfect. Okay, this was a steel bow. I was like, that was a lot of damage for a longbow. It was a steel bow. How much would he have done? Like none. Okay. Whew. I thought these were all longbows. I'm like, that was way too much damage for a longbow. And of course, it was too much damage for a longbow. I gotta focus for a second here. Let me see. That's a ton of damage. I think we just pull back. We pull him back. Give her the men's staff. We mend Franz for all his health. And we split and run backwards. Yeah, so you get all the characters for free to use online. And training mode is there, and pretty much everything except, well, everything that could lower queue times, essentially. So you can't do, like, you can't invite friends to fight. That obviously wouldn't lower queue times. That's really the only restriction. Because I think you can play like ranked and everything. And then buying the full game gives you all that. And it also gives you... oh, come on. It also gives you like single player content, which I don't really care one way or the other, to be honest. I think we have a solid formation as is. And Serlin actually made some interesting points. He's the guy who made the game. He's talking a lot about queue times, and he was like, because of GGPO, the type of netcode that's being used is so good, and all the players are being funneled into the online. They're not like idling in single player or stuck in training mode or anything like that. The queue times for the game end up being really low. And I found this to be absolutely correct because I think the number he was quoted saying was like 90-second queue times on off hours. And that might have been before the free-to-play change. I'm not certain. However, I know I've tried to play Street Fighter V, which is the most popular traditional fighter, at like 2 in the morning or something. I would get, 90-second matchmaking in Fantasy Strike, and I would be sitting there for like 30 minutes in Street Fighter, and it would just never pop, and I'd give up. So what he said definitely rung true for me. Where even though God, France, dude, this is gonna cost me. This is really annoying. But yeah, so focusing all the efforts on sort of reducing queue times and stuff like that, you end up with a game that essentially has a greater population even with less players, if that makes sense. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but you end up getting into a lot more matches a lot more quickly. So I've been having a lot of fun playing that game. As far as like the game itself, it ends up being really fun, and I think the decisions that led to it being really good are that it's simple input, but it's not simple everything. So it almost reminds me of I used to do some drawing back in the day. And I remember looking up little tutorials and stuff like, oh, how to draw anime characters. I remember advice on drawing chibi characters, which are like the super cartoony, big-headed, almost more like a Western style of cartoon. And the advice I got was like, simplify the face and the eyes and stuff like that. But don't simplify anything else. Like, don't make the clothes simple. Don't make the environment super simple. It wasn't really a tutorial on environment, but the premise was such that just because you're simplifying this one aspect doesn't mean you want to simplify everything. And I think that's one mistake certain fighting games make when they try to go for like, oh, this is going to be a simplified fighting game, is they end up making every aspect of the game extremely simple, and the fighting game doesn't really stand the test of time. There's just not enough to like sink your teeth into, and it's because it's just everything has been simplified, so it lacks depth. So what's really fun about Fantasy Strike is it feels like it was able to retain that depth. So yeah, the characters have like 3 normals and 2 specials and blah blah blah, but first off, I don't know if I'm gonna structure this in a first off format. I guess the thing I'll say, holy moly, the number of misses. What is happening? Holy moly, I'm trying to tell a story here, and I am missing every attack. This is getting on my nerves. Okay, so the thing I was going to say, even though I keep getting interrupted, is that even though there's like 3 normals and, you know, only a couple special moves, I feel like in a lot of fighting games, especially something like a 6-button fighter, a lot of the normals and stuff are just garbage and they're not used. So it doesn't even particularly matter that you have, you know, 6 standing normals, because you might literally only use 1. And for games with like a chain combo system, they kind of cheat in that, yeah, you might use more buttons, but very often it's for like combo purposes. So, you know, yeah, if you play DBZ, you might end up using, you know, I don't even know if it's a 6-button fighter. Pretty sure it's like light, medium, heavy. I don't know. But you might end up using, you know, all your standing normals and all your crouching normals and stuff like that. But in reality, they're just like combo filler. I can't believe I'm missing this much. I'm not even checking the rates. Maybe the rates are just egregious. No, they're like, I swear they're all like 70 and 80 and stuff. And fun fact, this game has something often dubbed true hit. Sort of a misnomer because it's the opposite. So the hit rates are incorrect. They're intentionally displayed to be lower than they actually are when they're above 50 and higher than they actually are when they're below 50. And that's to create an environment where the player hits more often and the enemy misses more often, because often the player will have higher hit rates. And that's just to do with people not getting PO'd about missing attacks like I am right now. Even if, you know, it is statistically average or fair or whatever. I'm still PO'd though.